Here's another one.
Say that again. No, say that again. What you just said.
Listen. My rule is that the government, in all kind of ways and in every way, is corrupt. They lie, propaganda. It's all about control. You guys know this shit. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. That's their MO. Lie, control, propaganda, all that shit. So, steal tax money. Steal tax money. Those are the laws. So when you look at it like a shitty detective, like the shittiest one don't believe you. What were you? He don't have no proof. It's like, bitch, wait, you were at your girlfriend's? Wait a minute. You know, a shitty detective is like, what? You criminal? We're dealing with criminals. The government's on trial. Are you thinking like the prosecutor, or are you thinking like the defense team? I'm thinking like the prosecutor when it comes to the government. Someone could tell me some shit. Do you know that they fuck you in this way? I'm like, how? What's the reason? Oh, that money? Okay. I don't even need to do the fucking research. I don't even need the evidence. It's probably true. There's a chance that it isn't because I didn't look into it, but I trust you. You're a smart guy. You looked into it. You explained it to me. Fuck yeah, there's a money trail. You follow the money? Yes. Money scam? So, when you look at the history of nuclear bombs, when you look at the history, there was nuclear power plants, right? Back when there was just nuclear power plants and there wasn't nuclear bombs, nuclear didn't mean death and radiation. Now nuclear means death, radiation. There's bands called Nuclear Assault and punk bands like, oh yeah, you're gonna die, nuclear war. I wrote songs when I was 16 about nuclear wars and nuclear war. Every speed metal band had to have a song about nuclear death. It was the ultimate destruction. We all saw those films from the 50s of like buildings getting and all those houses. We're like, fuck yeah, we believe that shit. We saw the films. So, when you look back at the, you know, when I didn't even think about it, I'm like, wait, nukes don't exist? I'm like, come on, that's bullshit. And then I thought, okay, all right, let's see what they got to say. And real quick, when you look at the history of nuclear bombs, it's like, it was a theory that if we could take the way we're making this, you know, we're doing nuclear power plants, nothing dangerous about nuclear power plants at all.
Well,
there's nothing dangerous.
That, though. The government you don't trust is the one telling you that.
No, the government's not saying that. The government's actually saying nuclear power plants are super dangerous, and so I'll tell you why.
Saying death, then.
Well, no. Let me give you the timeline. It's the timeline. Once you understand the timeline of dinosaurs and shit, whenever all those bones, when you know the timeline and the story, like these motherfuckers, they did it again. Okay. So, the Manhattan Project, you're familiar with that? That was, they had a theory that if we could fucking split the fucking atom, cause critical mass and a chain reaction, can you imagine what those bombs would be like? It was a theory. So the Manhattan Project busted out. They were building these gigantic facilities, trying to figure out a way to split an atom, or split the atoms, cause a chain reaction, critical mass inside of a bomb. So that was the deal. They spent all this money, just like the space race.
But that was a secret project. They didn't know that money was spent.
It doesn't matter if it's secret, as long as Congress goes, okay, and they pass the bill.
But I'm saying they could have robbed the people blind, and they would have never even known.
But now we know because it's fucking 60 years later.
So, but why did they tell them if it was fake?
Listen, let me tell you the timeline. The theory was we're gonna build it. They didn't tell anybody. They're like, oh, dude, if we could split the fucking atom, we could have bombs that are just critical mass. It would be incredible. We have the best bombs ever. So the Manhattan Project was put together. We got the Manhattan Project was put together just like NASA. The project was to put a man on the moon. The project was, how are we going to split this motherfucking atom and make this crazy bomb? Well, they put all this money into it, and then years, and then when they finally decided to drop the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there was no testing. They were just going to do it. No testing. Let's just do it. Let's just drop it. And they dropped it. There goes Nagasaki and Hiroshima. God rest their souls. But was there any proof? Was there any proof that wasn't just like the firebombing that they did to all the other cities in Japan? And they firebombed. Oh, exactly. Why did they rebuild right away? And why is there people living in Nagasaki and Hiroshima right now? Why were flowers
famous for rebuilding right away? But a lot of people suffer to this day from radiation.
Bombs are bombs. Any bomb that goes off, there's radiation. You're gonna get burned. So if someone got blown up, like you ever see the people that get blown up?
And hot radiation and like breathing in.
How do you know the difference? How do you know the difference? How do you know that?
Okay,
We have Geiger counters.
Exactly. So let me go on. So the conspiracy theory is that Hiroshima and Nagasaki were just firebombed like all the other cities, 18 cities in Korea, when we evaporated 18 cities, and Tokyo, we firebombed them. When you look at the pictures of Tokyo and you look at the pictures of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they look exactly the same. I mean, it's the same damage. All the wood was just evaporated, but the stone and all the bricks they weren't touched, right? So why would they do that? How did they benefit from this mythical nuclear weapon? How did they benefit? Dude, all the money, the superiority, the reason to go into other countries. And every country's like, oh, they're trying to build a nuclear bomb. We got to go in there and shut them down. It's perfect. It's perfect. They have the perfect reason. And everyone's in fear that there's these bombs that's going to destroy the world. That's how you control people with the nuclear.
So every government has to buy into that together.
Yes, they love it.
So this is perfect then. Now I'm going to go back to Flat Earth because I want to hear about the motive. Until the 1500s, for thousands of years, humans believed the Earth was flat, right? Okay? And then
But it wasn't like dumb humans. When you look at the timeline of Flat Earth, that was the smartest people on the planet were going back and forth of whether it was flat
or what happened? So Columbus
Copernicus.
sailed. They thought Columbus was going to hit. They thought he was going to hit Asia. He hit America. No. That's history. Now that doesn't prove that the Earth is round. I'm not sitting here saying that proves the Earth is round. But ever since then, history changed, and people believed the Earth was round, and science changed from that day forward. So for the next 500 years of human existence, which historically is, I don't know, what, 10% of historical records, 20% maybe, we believe that the Earth was round. So that would have to be, to this day, a government conspiracy to keep everyone in the dark that the Earth is flat, correct?
Yes.
What is the motive?
We're an infinite speck of dust. They want us to think we're small.
Well, yes. If we went up in the 50s, when Auguste Piccard went up in the 50s and went up 50,000 feet, and he said, "Dude, we're on this fucking flat plane, and there's other shit on the other side of that ice wall that we call Antarctica," people would want to go there. So to people on a boat, who knows? I don't know. No one knows.
Great stuff.
No, you're not. You know, you're not allowed to go in Antarctica. You know, it's a UN treaty since the 50s. Nobody's allowed to go into Antarctica. There's islands where you can go, like, oh, I went to the South Pole. Yeah, you went, it's like you went to off the coast. You didn't go way into it. People go to Antarctica, oh, they saw those raptor seals or whatever the fuck they're called. They're not really going in. You know, there's a UN treaty, and they have a UN brigade. They have soldiers. Nobody's allowed to go
but what
deep.
is the motive? Why would every government that's ever tried to experiment with space travel want to continue this theory?
Because this is just a theory of mine. No one even knows what's on the other side. It's not a theory of just like mine, but it's easier to control people when you convince them they're insignificant, they're a speck of dust in the universe. The Earth is round. No matter where you go, you're going to go in a circle. Why are you going? Don't go. It's going to be a circle. Why explore? They went up and they saw some shit. The people at the top know what the fuck we're on. They went up and they're like, oh no, we can't let anybody know this.
Have they seen beyond the ice, you think? Have they been beyond the ice?
Probably. And they're like, they don't need to know that. The people don't need to know that.
But
Let's keep them on a ball. Let's keep them on a ball. What's that?
Admiral Byrd gave that interview back in like the 30s saying about how there was a landmass across the ice wall that was the size of the United States, and that he wished that he was allowed to go explore it.
Yeah, and he didn't. And who knows if he was told to say that? So that's the debate. Was he told to say that? Like if maybe he knew the truth. But Admiral Byrd was. They had a gigantic military exploration of the Antarctic in the 50s, and that was the last one. Richard Byrd, Admiral. He was like the real life Indiana Jones. The military. It was Operation High Jump or something. Operation something. They came back, they never went back. They never went back. Who knows what it is? Who knows? Who knows what's over there?
So I think that your motive can ring true, especially with other situations where they want to make us feel like.
Don't let them know. Don't let them. They don't need to
They
know.
want to beat us down. They want to make us feel like we're insignificant. And I do think that.
I think they went up. They went up, and they're like, we don't need to let anybody know this shit. You know, they might have looked up, and there might have been a bunch of craters. There's another Earth. There's another Earth.
Big
There's
plane
another
like
one,
this,
and
with a
we're on a
bunch of
plane
suns.
with a bunch of Earths.
So this takes hundreds, if not thousands, of people to continue this lie. All of the people that work for NASA,
all
the people,
Freemasons. All of them are Freemasons.
people in Russia, people in China, all of them. It takes them all to lie. You're talking about thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen.
But that's the kind of shit people that don't believe in conspiracy theories say. You're saying the same thing. Like, wait a minute, 9/11 now. Oh, how could 9/11 be an inside job? You'd have to have 1,000 people in the State Department. He goes, there's no way.
No,
That's the kind of shit they say. Yeah, it's the same thing. You're saying the same thing.
But we're talking about two completely different things.
Same thing. It's about control. It's about mass hypnosis.
Here's
It's the
what
same thing.
I'm trying to figure out though. Because you believe in like space, right? I mean, you literally don't believe space exists. The stars don't exist. It's just a projection.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Here's one thing. Here's another thing here.
I like those eyebrows.
This is another crazy thing. Okay, here's the sun, right? That's the sun. That's the sun.
Boy.
This is Venus, Mercury, Venus, and the Earth, right? They're like this. Let's just say they're like this, right? So it takes a year. It's on a plane now, according to this. I'm talking mainstream.
Sources.
Yeah, mainstream info. So it takes a year for this motherfucker to go around the sun. 6 months here, and then a year, right? That's mainstream, right? That's mainstream. So here's Mercury, same thing. Boom. I don't know how long it takes, but it takes us a year. 6 months here, and then boom here. So anytime the Earth is facing the sun, it's daytime. The backside is always nighttime, right?
In some places.
If the sun's over here, daytime's over here. Nighttime it can never be.
There's some
As
places
we're
on Earth
spinning.
that you could have 30 days.
Yeah,
without even-
Alaska, it's like a 6-day.
Okay. Let me get it. Let me get a little deeper.
6 hours.
So you got this 6 months, a year. It takes a year to go around. So it's spinning like this, right? It's spinning on. It's on an axis and it's spinning. So anytime it's spinning like that, still it's spinning. But this is the sun's over here. There's no way it's going to be dark over here. You guys get that? That's science. That's actually science that I know. So it's spinning like this.
But the government told me it was science, so I can't believe the government.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting to. So it's
Why
spinning.
not?
So it's spinning, right? So the inside. So as it's spinning, this is daytime. This is nighttime, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So when it's nighttime, you're looking at the outside of the universe. You're never looking at. It's nighttime here. You're not looking through the sun and what's over there. You're not looking at what's over there. You're looking at what's over here, right? And then
But
it's
it's
spinning.
always
We're
the
still
same.
looking at what's over here. Over here. We're looking at over here. At night, we're looking at the stars over there. We're looking at the stars over here. We're looking at the stars over there.
And you're saying
We're looking
that
at
the North
stars over
Star
there.
is still there.
How
That
can we
makes-
see the North Star every goddamn night? And everything's spinning around it. Explain that. No one
Don't
can
forget,
explain
don't forget
that.
the
Neil
sun.
deGrasse to
The
Tyson
sun's
Kennedy.
moving too. The sun's moving really fast too. It's
Like
going-
500,000 miles
it's
an hour.
going fast.
Every night should be a different set of stars. It shouldn't be, I see the Little Dipper every goddamn night. I see the Little Dipper every night. And in 6 months, we shouldn't see the Little Dipper.
It changes. The stars
moves.
change.
It
No,
moves
they
around.
do move. They do move. But the way when you look at time lapse photography, you can see it on YouTube. It's you see the North Star. The North Star is right above the North Pole, and the North Star you always see
So
it.
then what is it? It has to be a projection.
It's a bunch of lights. I don't know what it is. They're a bunch of lights.
But you agree, it is a pattern that is traceable. So that means that something is creating.
You know what? My good news is that someone created all this, and we are special. We are special. We are the center of this, whatever thing we are. Everything revolves around us. You look at the cosmic microwave background. You know what that is? They took one in, I think, 2006, and then they took one in 2013. It's a snapshot of the universe. And this is all coming from mainstream science. Mainstream science, the cosmic microwave background. You know what they found out in 2006?
Well, what took that?
Well, you know what? Who knows? This is science. This is what the science people say.
So the government.
It could all be bullshit. The science people took it in 2006, so they took a snapshot of the universe. And you know what they found out? That we are the center of the earth, and all the stars are revolving around us. So they thought it was a mistake. So that was the big thing.
But that's what they used to think. Too.
No. They thought it was a mistake. It's got to be a mistake. They fucked up. There's no way we could be the center. There's no way these stars are revolving around us. So in 2013, the European Space Agency took another cosmic microwave background. This mainstream astrology, mainstream astronomy. You know what they found out? The same thing. We're in the center of some shit, and all the stars are going around us.
Look that up.
I mean, that's mainstream science saying that. Mainstream science is going, damn, we just took a snapshot of the universe, and everything's revolving around us.
The principle.
That's mainstream is saying that. Watch the documentary The Principle. It's about the Copernican principle. Mainstream. I'm not saying they're right, but they could be. I'm not saying that the cosmic microwave background is proving that we are the center of the universe. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying, it could be right, but for sure, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. For sure, all our science from space, just based on that, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. That cosmic microwave background could be total bullshit. But that's coming from you, so you guys don't know shit. You guys are all just reading books and memorizing shit. When you actually look at telescopes into stars, you see like lights, there's not like a circle. There's no circle. It's like lights, and it's like a red light. Look, you can go on YouTube and look at what these
I've
guys are
actually
looking
been
at.
very into telescopes in the past. It's actually really hard to find a star in a telescope. It's very hard because they're so far away.
I'm talking about the
Sometimes you
high
can
power
see cosmos. I've used it. I've seen cosmos before. It's incredible to see a cosmos. I've seen planets. I've seen Venus. I've seen the way, depending on where the moon is, how the crescent in those planets differentiates. So, for somebody to have all of that programmed into a projection would be something extreme.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a projection. I don't know what it is. Who knows what it is? All I'm saying is modern day astronomers and astrophysicists don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're arguing. They don't even know. They're like, how do you explain the cosmic radiation background from two different space agencies? Mainstream space agencies. They're all like, oh, I don't know what that means.
No, but that means nothing to me because space is so big. 6 years, 5 years, 100 years, 200 years in the time of space is probably like the blink of an eye.
But the results were that the lights, whatever they are, stars, whatever they are, they're revolving around us.
Moving around.
Go on YouTube. Go on the University of YouTube and look at time-elapse photography of the North Star. You look at the North Star, everything's going around that, and that's above the North Pole. The North Star is above the North Pole. That's why they call it the North Star. Everything's overall. Coincidentally, you could go on YouTube and watch time-elapse photography of the North Star and all the stars going around it, and it's above the North Pole, and it's every fucking night, and in 6 months we should be seeing a whole different. What about those stars? When we're over here and we're looking at that, what about, when are we going to see those stars? We go over here, guess what? It's the same fucking stars from over here. Explain, that's science.
Or we didn't move and the sun moved.
I've seen the time-lapse photography you're talking about, and I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. Because the way I see it, it makes perfect sense to me because you're stationary and the Earth is always rotating on the northern axis, which the North Star is above. So yes, of course it's going to remain in place while you're spinning around it, while every other thing is appearing to rotate. So it makes sense.
Here's the sun again. Here's the sun. Mercury goes like this. Venus goes like this. On a plane. It's just coincidentally, the solar system's on a plane. That's what's funny. And then this is mainstream astronomy. It spins like this, and it goes around. It takes 6 months to go over here. You can watch this shit on Nova. I've watched 1 million of them. And then the outside is night. So we're looking, it's spinning. We're looking at over there, and when we're over here, we're looking at that side of the universe. And then over, it's like a 360 universe. It's not like one-sided. And over here, we're looking at that side of the universe, and it's spinning. Boom. But every night, it's the same shit.
No, it's not.
It's
not the same shit.
The North Star is the same.
Because we're rotating on the axis. That's why that's always the same. But everything else always changes depending on where you're around the sun.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is 1,000 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
How fast are we going around the sun?
Like 50,000
50.
miles.
How fast is this moving?
Like
it's also moving this way.
500,000.
We're all moving. We're all moving with
This is
it.
the fastest moving piece, right?
Well, we're all
500,000.
moving with it.
Yes.
In theory, we're moving with the sun as it's
So, but
rotating, and we're rotating.
But all the stars, they
the
move
only
with us.
thing you see
Maybe
is
they
this
are.
rotation. You only see this rotation. All you see is the Earth spin. You don't see this rotation or the movement of the sun. You just see a simple 360. It's like the Earth isn't moving. It's like the Earth isn't moving, and everything else is moving around it.
That's the
So
science.
then that, if what you just said was true, that would explain what he just said. That would mean you would see the same thing every night, but you don't.
Kind of, you see the
see the
No,
North
you
Star.
don't. No, you don't. There's certain times of the year where you can see Jupiter.
Well-
there's certain times of the year where you can't. There's certain
Those
times
are
of the year where
those are
Jupiter-
wandering
that's
stars.
Jupiter.
You're talking about planets. Planets are wandering stars. They're not in the
Okay,
constellation.
Okay, but the stars
Wait.
are so far away, and they are.
If you
on
go
the
to your
same
gym,
plane.
you have to believe in flat Earth.
Hey, listen. Believe what you
You
want.
guys
I don't
do.
care.
That's it.
You want to be the defense attorney? You could be the defense attorney. You're sounding like a defense attorney right now.
Hey, a lot of people say I need to
Hey,
be
Hey,
a
look.
lawyer.
all that science is
If
coming
the
from
star
government,
doesn't fit, you must
think
acquit.
about that.
Hey, but you know what though?
You should
For
wanna
real,
question it. You should
for real
wanna
though,
question
at least people have conversations.
Yeah,
you know?
that's all that we're
you,
doing.
If
That's
you
all
try
we're
to have a
doing.
conversation, that's why I was saying it was
That's all
so
we're
it was so
trying.
good to talk to you because we disagree, but that was a conversation that people can be like, oh wow, both of them are talking, both of them are clearly well researched. So for all the people out there that see me just destroy the
Oh, we're still
social
on
justice
video.
Oh, we're
warriors,
still going.
this guy's good right here.
Oh,
hey, that's good.
hey, I just don't trust shit
Dude,
that I can't see for myself.
Right.
You know, it's all
that's
we
a
should
lot of
it
people
should be
talk
open
about,
for
like,
investigation. It's a smart thing to
It's a smart
reopen
thing
a
to question
case,
things. Sure,
reopen
sure.
a case and reinvestigate something that you can't see for yourself. I'm not investigating if Apache helicopters are real. We know they're real. Nuclear bombs, we don't know they're real. We don't know. And there's so much benefit from them. Oh my God, there's so much. All the money. I remember being 15 when Ronald Reagan was president. And he was like, fuck, we're going to spend $50 fucking trillion on bombs. And I was like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck the Russians, fuck the Russians. They had me hook, line, and sinker. They had me. We're going to spend all that money on bombs that we've never used? Where are those bombs at? Where are all them damn bombs
They're
at?
sitting
Where
in
did you?
silos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? Ah, exactly.
They'll shoot me if I try to go see them.
That's shit. Nuclear bombs are shit that you can't. They need to be reinvestigated and looked into.
But-
it's so convenient. Oh, hey, look at Saddam. He's trying to build them. Everyone's trying to build
They
nuclear
can fit
bombs.
in a suitcase, man. They can fit
Yeah.
in a little
Oh, in a suitcase.
Your
What
cell
happened?
phone can be a...
Oh, are we going to nuclear war? They're gonna press the button. They're gonna press. Do you know how many goddamn nuclear bombs it would take to blow up this whatever we're on? It would take. On Alex Jones, some guy was on. I don't know who it was, but some guy was saying the reality is, and he believed in nuclear bombs. If they were real, we don't have. We think that there's a button and the world's gonna explode. Come the fuck on.
That's a good thing to convince people of that.
A button. Oh, and the president has access to the button, and he's gonna blow up the world.
Oh.
Come on, that is
Hey.
some cartoon Batman shit that we were all brought
No,
up
the
to.
video
Let me
game
bring this
stars,
up,
they all
and maybe
destroy
this is
each
a
other.
tax
There's a
thing.
button. Oh, there's
Everyone destroys themselves.
okay, blow up the world.
Mike
Come on,
Olson-
Guy
who
pushes
would
his
let that?
button,
Who?
then he
We
pushes his
believe
button.
that shit. We believe. Oh, do you believe that the president of Russia and the United States they could press a button
You
and
push
then the
yours,
fucking world's
I
gonna.
push
If you
mine.
believe
No,
that,
I believe that gives the order to launch the nuclear bombs. But I drove through Idaho recently, and there is what they call a nuclear waste site where
oh,
you
that's
can't
another.
go.
Oh no.
Right?
I didn't even talk about the nuclear
get to
waste.
nuclear
the
waste.
amount of money
Yeah.
being spent on burying some shit that don't exist. You know how fucking rich people are getting the disposal of nuclear waste?
Well, the
There's a
government's
guy named,
supposedly doing it, though.
there's a
The
guy named
government-
Galen Windsor.
Yeah.
A guy named Galen Windsor who helped build most of the nuclear power
Are
plants.
you talking about the guy that swam in the nuclear pools?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what
He
happened
did die of
was,
leukemia,
what happened
though,
was,
right?
well, what happened? He didn't get leukemia.
I think he died of leukemia.
No, he didn't.
The guy that swam in the heating pools, the cooling tanks, the cooling pools.
His name is Galen Windsor. He went on seminars, and what happened was
Right.
before nuclear became Galen Windsor. Galen Windsor.
I think he died
You could watch a
of
whole
leukemia.
documentary on him. But anyway, he's
to check Google. Oh yeah.
so when the
Check
nuclear
Google.
bomb was invented, they go, oh shit, what about the nuclear power plants?
Right.
Let's make them really dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that'll sell them. So what he's saying is, we've been doing nuclear power plants And they're totally hard. They're like coal power plants. Every now and then one of them explodes. No big deal. People die and they get burned. And then you fix them and you reopen. But with nuclear power plants like Chernobyl, when they explode, they go, dude, we got to close down the city to make it look really dangerous.
Right.
Meanwhile, you go to Chernobyl, it's like there's no mutated frogs or anything. It's just,
I thought
it's
it
like
was
a coal
shit.
power plant will blow up. People will die and get burnt. And then they rebuild it. But nuclear power plant, we got to evacuate the city. Evacuate the city. Like Fukushima, like when you look into Fukushima, they needed to blow that up and make it look like it's a total disaster. I know guys that are living there and that's all bullshit that you hear. No one's worried about the radiation. They cleared out the cities because they had to, but there was no reason. Oh, we got a Geiger counter. It goes, yeah, you can take a Geiger counter to anything. It isn't. They have to keep
Fukushima's
the nuclear
fake.
scare.
Fukushima's fake.
The reactor blew up because of, but
Yeah, but they want to scare you, is what you're saying.
of course.
To maintain the fear.
Anytime a nuclear power plant explodes to keep the nuclear bomb myth alive, they got to evacuate that city.
They're trying to show you animals and seals and shit.
There's no,
that are-
and it's
I live in Alaska. My family's in Alaska. All our salmon come right from that area. They're fine.
yeah.
Everything looks normal.
All that. Oh, the nuclear radiation's gonna come in the water and in the streams. Radiation's like light. Light doesn't travel in water. Light is just light. Radiation is like light. It's just scare tactics to keep the nuclear scare alive. The fear. North Korea's gonna build nuclear bombs. Dude, they've been trying to build that shit forever. Like, where are the bombs? Do they have? Oh, they got bombs. I saw a stat on the FBI or whatever on this website. They got a lot of nukes. And people just believe that shit. I don't believe that shit.
And they're in the black market and people are buying nukes. You never know who has a nuke. Anybody can
It's
have
perfect. It's this scary mythical thing that's going to
10
blow
Planet
the world up.
could be in the nuke market.
There's no nukes.
Could be.
The Russians like it too. That's how the Russians control their people too. They're like the Russians and it's all like it's like WWE. The Russians and the United States. There's never been a Cold War. They both benefited from it. They're both.
The mountain sells nukes.
They both scam tax money. What's the best way to scam tax money? We need new nuclear bombs. Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need a new
nuclear
satellite.
bombs.
We need to repopulate Mars.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
the best
my
one.
God! There's a YouTube video, University of YouTube. There's a YouTube video of the head of NASA, like in Congress, trying to get like a bill passed to get more money, and he's like begging for his funding, and the guy's all, okay, where you guys going on fucking the moon or Mars? Moon or Mars? And he's like, oh, well, first we got to get the space station together. Wait a minute. And the guy, like, one guy knows this is bullshit. This is how they're scamming our tax money. You can't steal a corporation's money because they'll kill you. But you can take tax money and no one
From the masses.
Yeah, it's all there's trillions and trillions of tax money. Everyone is like, how do we come up with a bill to take that shit? Just like the fence, there was already a wall built. There's a documentary called The Fence, and it's about how that whole Donald Trump and the wall thing that already happened. You know what? They got fucking all this fucking cash. They never built the wall and they abandoned
Right.
it. Thank you. They abandoned it. They already built the wall. They already tried it. They didn't finish it. They ran out of money because they pocketed most of it. And they go, we don't got any more money. And they said, okay. They're like, no. They're like, all right, let's go. They left an unfinished wall. When you go down,
Unfinished wall.
there's
Yeah.
all these like.
No, it's
there's
got
like-
parts.
Yeah.
There's a fence there.
No, there's a fence, but it's unfinished. There's like miles where there's no fence, and all of a sudden the fence starts, and then
Yeah.
miles where there's no fence, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's fence starts. You see Mexicans just walking around the fence.
China built the real fence.
It's a tax scam. It's a tax.
China,
Follow the
yeah.
money. Everything's about space station, satellites, nuclear bombs. They're taking your money. That's all it is. They're taking your money. You know,
The same scam China used 2,000 years ago to build the wall.
Hey,
They just repeated it.
we got to keep the Mongolians
Another
out.
fucking wall.
We got to get
Another
the,
fucking wall.
we got to get the Chinese to build that wall.
Wait, so you don't think there were Mongolians invading China?
I don't know about that. You know what? One thing I will say, when it comes to history, this is what I'll say. I'm gonna go out with zero proof. This is just me on a hunch.
Yeah.
90% of textbooks in school
It's a fact.
are full of shit.
That's just a hunch.
Textbooks. How'd they figure out that? I think it's bullshit. I think I don't know. History. Come on, history. Everybody knows. Everybody knows now. Oh, do you know Columbus was a slave trader? It was an evil man, but you go right now into 10th grade history book, they're not going to talk about that. Oh, who discovered America? Columbus. We got Columbus Day, and Columbus sailed across, and he thought the world was flat and blah, blah, blah.
We also know it was
We believe in school they're still taught the Jack and Jill stories of what really happened. Nothing in those history books, none of that shit is real. It's all bullshit. I don't believe that shit. History. I don't believe history.
Oh, you're getting me, huh? So tell us about the clouds then. What's up with clouds?
Chemtrails?
Fuck clouds.
I mean,
That's a big hashtag here. Lots of people love to say it.
Alex Jones knows more about chemtrails than I do.
Yeah.
All I know is like it doesn't take a fucking like, dude. How do you know? I go, dude, you just look at the fucking clouds.
Right,
you know the difference between the real shit and the planes. I've been on. It's like it doesn't take any normal guy can go. Okay, they've done this before. It looks like they're doing it again. That's it. That's it. They've done it before. There's a treaty, 1977 treaty, where you have to do it in your own country. You can't do it outside of your country because they had to fucking make a treaty. And now you just. I've been on more planes than 99% of the planet. I'm always traveling. I know you don't just land in an airport randomly. You're like, oh, dude, I'm approaching the airport. Which way should I land? You get on a highway, and you get in line, and you land the same motherfucking way. You take off the same motherfucking way. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. And when you live by the airport, you see the planes that are landing, you see the ones that are taking off, and then you see these motherfuckers. How come they're just going back and forth and covering up the fucking clear stuff? Oh, you're by an airport. You're by it. You know, it's condensation. It's just like the heat from the like. I know what legit contrails are. Please stop explaining to me what legit contrails are. There are contrails. Contrails are legit, but there's also some shit. Some secret programs. Alex Jones knows all about it. They're doing something to control the weather. I don't know what the fuck it is. Then people go, you think that they're spraying some mind control? Like, I don't know what the fuck they're spraying. Don't tell me it's
Turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, don't tell me that
Gay
I'm
frogs.
saying that they're spraying some mind control shit. I don't know what the fuck they're spraying. They're spraying something. I don't know what it is. I didn't go up there and test it. But there's real clouds and there's fake fucking clouds. And those last all day. And those planes are going back
But why?
right above your fucking head. All day. Above your fucking head. You're like, hey, you're by an airport. You're by an airport. That's science, bro. Dude, you shouldn't have quit science class in 10th grade. You should take a science class, bro. That's what we're dealing with here. A bunch of fucking retards. And I wish the Illuminati would fucking bring me in and give me, I go, let me have CNN for 2 fucking weeks. We'll do that shit. Let me have, I would do it. If they came, I go, give me CNN. I'll make motherfucking people believe that we found the fucking Rudolph the reindeer's bones in Norway.
Speaking of bones,
You know, I'll put that shit on one of those.
hey, if you're gonna talk about
and
bones,
people, you put that on CNN, people go, you hear they fucking found Rudolph's bones, bro? It's on fucking CNN. It's on Washington Post. Oh, I would have so much fun with that. I want to do that. I want the people that are just hypnotized. I want to play with them. I'm a troll. I troll motherfuckers all the time.
Troll the
Anyway,
whole
Wait, did
world.
we get into dinosaurs?
I would love.
we're starting right now.
I would love to do that. It's true. You know what? I'm joking and everything, but it's true. They did find Rudolph the reindeer's fucking bones in
His
Norway.
nose was still red.
The nose is still red.
So you and I had this discussion at Morton's in Los Angeles.
Chernobyl.
Tell them about dinosaurs. The real deal.
Dinosaurs is
their
another
bones,
thing.
they're not-
Dinosaurs is another thing. These motherfuckers existed 35 million years ago. Okay. When you look at the timeline of how when the first bones were discovered, all you need to know that it's mainstream science and nobody debates this. Everybody in the paleontology world, they'll tell you, when you go to a museum and you see the dinosaur bones, you are not seeing dinosaur bones. You're seeing replicas.
Right.
Because
Of the bones.
the real bones are too sensitive and you can't touch them, so they gotta lock them up and nobody can see them. So when you go to every museum, every dinosaur museum that you say, those are replicas, and they admit that. If they're it's only cool to see a skeleton of a dinosaur if it's really a skeleton of a dinosaur. If it's not really a skeleton of a dinosaur, if it's a replica, just put some fucking skin on it. Put some skin on it, put a tongue on it, put the whole fucking head on it. Why are we looking at bones if it's not real bones? You know why? Because they convinced everybody that they're real bones. Nobody asked. It's like Kiss. Kiss, that's not real Ace Frehley. That's not real Peter Criss. but they got the same makeup. They're like, they know people are so fucking dumb. They're so retarded that they go and see Kiss live and they go, oh my God, they're original members. And they're not even calling them original members. I go, that's not Peter Criss, that's Eric Singer. That's not Ace Frehley. That's Tommy Thayer. But they know that the people are still gonna go and believe it's real. That's why when you go into a museum, you are not looking at any dinosaur bones. You're looking at replicas. Why are we looking at replicas? It's only cool to look at bones if it's real bones and a real skeleton.
But I've seen them in the rock, like the ones that are in the rock. Those
You
are
seen
replicas.
them?
I'm sorry to
When did you
interrupt,
see-
but these
In the
plates,
University
some
of
of them
Texas.
are very hot, so
They have-
please
they
go be
have,
careful,
Is this the
okay?
dinosaur that we're eating tonight?
Yeah.
They have a lot of samples that behind the scenes. Where
How did you know there were
kept-
dinosaurs and not whale bones? You know they're finding shark teeth. You know what happens is they fought these big fucking bones.
These
they
were
found
the
these big
aquatic
bones in
dinosaurs.
Wyoming and they go, they gotta be dinosaurs.
Well,
When really they were
according
like,
to,
it was covered with oceans, and then they're realizing, oh my God, these are blue whales and shit. They're not actually dinosaurs.
Who is it that wrote the book
They
about
made
the
up
giants?
They were upon a time. You know that brontosaurus in mainstream will admit this. Oh, brontosaurus never existed.
I got brontosaurus
You know
meat
that?
right here,
It's a
bro.
patasaurus.
There was no
Exactly.
I'm about
But
to
nobody
eat
knows that. Why do they keep
Right,
going with the
me too.
brontosaurus?
Well, they keep
Because
changing
it's just like Kiss.
Right.
They know people aren't going to ask.
Oh yeah.
Why do they keep going with the
Brontosaurus
brontosaurus? Brontosaurus exists now, and it's dead.
That's all you take.
This is incredible stakes. Anyways, you guys can believe whatever you want. Believe in dinosaurs. It's all good.
Believe in space. Believe in gravity.
Yeah, gravity.
Believe that you're nothing.
It holds
You're a
buildings
speck of
down, but it
dust.
can't hold
You're
a
going
butterfly
nowhere.
down. Oh yeah, I believe that. Butterflies
random.
are
It's all random.
they're too elusive for gravity. Butterflies are too elusive for gravity.
Butterflies cause hurricanes.
Oh my god. Dinosaurs are so good.
I wish this was a dinosaur.
All right, we're gonna end this. Any last
I'm
words?
so. Hey, listen.
You're gonna be on the
Believe
show
whatever the
tomorrow.
fuck you want. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to investigate. If I'm an idiot for that, I apologize. I am an idiot.
Dude.
Get on my Instagram. Look at that shit. I'm a fucking idiot.
What's your
Don't
Instagram?
believe anything
Tell
I'm
people
saying.
where your Instagram is.
At Eddie Bravo 10. I'm ridiculous. I'm an idiot. I'm annoying. I apologize for ruining the Alex Jones Joe Rogan podcast. I do
You ruined
apologize.
it, Eddie. You hated it.
I apologize.
In
Zach.
addition to being the most viewed, it was the most interrupted podcast of all time.
I apologize.
Thanks, Eddie Bravo.
I apologize.
Intergalactic messages.
All right, we're gonna shut this down. Yep.
Buzz Aldrin.
You're a big fan.
Buzz
You're a big
Aldrin.
fan. You kept saying, go to his Instagram. Go to his Instagram.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin. Yeah.
All right, it's Rob Do with Infowars.com. Eddie Bravo will be on tomorrow on the Alex Jones Show, at least for 1 hour. He'll probably stretch it into 2.
Man.
I might have to change my flight.
And he might have to. You're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to watch the language tomorrow because we are on radio tomorrow.
No booze. No booze.
No, yeah, no. But and tomorrow it is a family show.
Yes. No
As he
booze.
says.
No booze.
All right, Rob Do signing off at Infowars.com. Watch the free stream tomorrow at Infowars.com/shows. Please spread this video far and wide. Thanks for watching.